Okay, fun update. I got my second working holiday visa for Australia approved. So it's been 2 days. It actually feels surreal because I've been waiting almost 3.5 months for this visa. It feels like funny that I posted about this and people have commented being like trying to see if I've gotten it yet. And so I actually feel the need to update people on YouTube and friends and family and all of that. I was going to bed, I checked my email, and there it was. And it's so crazy. So I had some things in the works. I have some roommates in a house to move into. I'll be moving back to Australia in February. I'm going to keep the city that I'm moving to as a little surprise and share now more about the process of getting back. So I decided to give myself a month to get back to Australia so I can enjoy this time with family because I've been so stressed. I think it's almost been taking away from that. And to just like mentally go through what I need to do, little things like health insurance, my phone plan, like I have to get a new phone, and going through selling clothes, storage at my parents' house, and what I'm going to pack, and also getting those last minute plans. I have a trip to DC coming up with my friends. And instead of like rushing out of here, I was like, no, I've settled in this long. It's been, 3.5 months essentially. What's another month? I finally have accepted the reality of my life right now. So I had a weekend with my friends this past weekend. Like the day before I got my visa, my friend left and went back to New York. She stayed at my parents' house, and I felt like it was this sort of like manifesting energy. And, it's like after the holidays, and I was like, I feel like it's coming. And we went to this vintage store, and I found this bracelet, and I was like, this is so cute. Trying to read it. I was like, what are these letters spelling out? And it says Australia. And it has all these little cute Australian charms on it. I'll show you. The woman who sold it to me said that there is a woman who handmade this specifically, and she had made other things like mini license plates on a bracelet, some clocks, and it's not like they were all themed as far as like places. And I was like, wow, it just felt very serendipitous, I guess, would you say? And I was like, I have to buy it. And I feel like when you wear it, it doesn't even really look like that's what's on. And I just was like, I don't know. I just feel like things are in the works in the universe. And I woke up feeling really good that day. So I'm going to take you through, I think, the prep that I am going through now. Because, again, I'm not working and I'm dedicating my days to getting ready. I've still been working on my writing class, which I just got done doing, and spending a lot of time reading. But here's a look at like what I'm doing now in Ohio to kind of get ready for my move. Still snowing. There's some icicles. And step one of this move is figuring out what I am giving away, because the first time I went to Australia, I knew I was coming back. This time it is a long-term thing. Hopefully I'll be there forever. So I'm just going to have items to keep here for when I visit, things my sisters can use, and also things that I might want in the future to, I don't know, ship there or something. But yeah, so I have been going through all my belongings and like slowly over time getting rid of things. So now I'm really narrowing down what I want to give away. I've donated probably like 3 garbage bags full of clothes, and this is now another one that I've been working on. And I've slowly been going through as I've been like detaching to items and figuring out what I want to keep and not keep. So this closet right now is essentially things that I do not want to take with me to Australia. I have to narrow down this stuff, and then I have separated into this closet things that I will want to take to Australia, and got some shoes, my bathing suits, so bags up there. Yeah, this is step one. At some point when I actually start packing, I'm gonna show you what I'm deciding to bring with me a second time around, because the first time it was like, this is super temporary, I'll wear all the same things, I'll probably be in warm places the whole time, so I packed one checked bag. But this time I'm like, okay, I'm staying and this is my year-round wardrobe, and things like, do I want to bring photo albums, all that type of stuff. So definitely gonna get more into that, especially because I know I was struggling when I first went, and yeah, something to document. I think that this really makes it feel like a fresh start and like I'm becoming this new person and I don't need to be hanging on to things that aren't necessarily important to me that I just kind of like hoard in one space. Like I'm completely entering a new area and that's an exciting part of this process. So one of my next steps with this move will also be to figure out health insurance. I canceled the current health insurance that I'm on, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing for my travel insurance that I did last time, which is Safety Wing. This is the Safety Wing website. A lot of people ask me what travel insurance I use. I got recommendations from other people about this one. Honestly, it's a pretty standard one. It was like $45 a month, and this will cover you for emergencies. So that compared to paying $350 a month for health and dental insurance in the US is really good. And I'm just going to use this for my whole second year and figure out, what type of insurance I can use in the future. As far as my phone plan and everything, I still have my original US phone number that I had growing up ported with Google Voice. So that's nice. It's already been in there. And then once I get to Australia, I will cancel my phone plan that I have in the US and get, a new SIM card, another Australian number. This is the funny part about traveling is my friends have at this point like 4 different phone numbers saved for me because I had my first US number, a second US number while I was transitioning, my first Australian number, and then my email I was texting on, and now my 4th US number. And they are going to scream and freak out when I start texting them from another Australian number. I used to have this weird attachment. I was like, what if my number changes? But now I realize it just really doesn't matter because you'll have the contact of people that you really interact with. And now when I was home, I was like calling them though. And they were like, I thought you were spam. Like, why are you calling me on this number? So yeah, I'm going to figure that out there. I know that's another thing that like stressed me out the first time around. And it really isn't that crazy or that big of a deal to deal with when you get there. So that's kind of nice. I don't even really have to worry about that right now. And for anyone curious, like if you get just a basic phone plan, it was like $35 for a certain amount of gigabytes of data every 28 days. So, yeah, like pretty standard price, really not that bad. I would say it's pretty comparable to the US. But I will be getting a new iPhone because I've had the 11 Plus. It's getting slower. I film all my YouTube stuff on there when I'm traveling, and so that's going to be like an additional, I don't know, $35-$40 with Apple. Not looking forward to that, but I'm an Apple girl. As far as my bank account, I already have a bank account set up in Australia. It's been active. I went through Commonwealth Bank, which is the most standard recommended one. So it's kind of nice that I already have all these things set up. I can just, transfer money into it when I get there. And same thing with like my superannuation when I start a job. I'm not sure if I'll have to change my tax file number, but for anyone wondering, this is the bank that I use. So yeah, that type of stuff is actually pretty simple and easy. I'm gonna be far away from home, and how do you deal with that? How do you miss family and all that? And I think just in this process of being through like emotional turmoil of not having my visa for the past 3.5 months, I'm just so excited to be there, and I've completely accepted that that's just going to be my life, and I know that this is going to be what will make me the happiest. And I also know that it's like hard on family, of course, but I also think that if, when it becomes the reality, it's just going to be how it's going to be. I think that since I've been home, I've forgotten that while I've lived this experience for a year on my first visa, I know exactly why I love Australia and why I want to be there instead of the US. But of course, not everybody else around me knows that. There's a lot of things that, are common about Australia that makes it, in my opinion, a better lifestyle. And so I think that my next video will be about questions people have asked me about what I like so much about it, why I want to be there. I want to answer those questions because, again, that kind of goes back into comparing the differences between the US and Australia, which is always interesting. But yeah, that marks the beginning of this new journey, and I'm so excited.